give a testimony. I know we had one last week, and I just felt like I need to give a testimony this week. Many of you already know a little bit of the testimony I'm getting ready to give. It was about 2 weeks ago on a Saturday morning, and I'm at home. I get the phone call from my brother-in-law, and it's desperate. He's like, something's wrong with my wife, my little sister. He said, I don't know what's wrong. They take her to the doctor. Doctor says you need to get her to the emergency room immediately. That particular emergency room says her brain is bleeding. You need to get her to a special hospital, so we sent her to Nashville. When we get her to Nashville, they discover that she had just suffered an aneurysm, and it doesn't look good. They get surgery for her again then that next morning. I just want to say the miracle is, they tell us later on that someone who suffers an aneurysm, 1 out of 3 never even make it to the hospital. Miracle 1, she made it to the hospital. 2 hospitals, as a matter of fact. Miracle number 2 is sometimes when they do make it to the hospital, they're like a vegetable. So they did a little test on her when she got there. She knew who she still was, even though things were not quite right. She knew who she still was, and those around her. They even fed her a cracker, and she ate a cracker. That's miracle number 2, because sometimes that doesn't even happen. And third, that surgery was scheduled early the next morning. God blessed us, my husband and my daughter. We jumped in the car and we drove all the way to Nashville. That's about a 10-hour drive. God was with us, safety. We made it just in time to be with the family during that surgery. God brought her through the surgery. Another miracle. And it's been some ups and goes, like a roller coaster a little bit. But 2 weeks later, yesterday when my brother-in-law called me, and his report was just like, I think I'm going to get to take her home. Where at that point he thought my life has changed drastically, and many of you probably have read some of his emails and some of his messages. But the way he was talking Saturday was, there's hope. God's blessing her. And every day for the past week especially, she has been just getting strength and leaps and bounds. And I know that the next miracle will be she's going to walk out of that hospital. And sometimes we wonder first of all, we wonder, does God still do miracles? Oh, yes, he does. He does them every day in ways we don't even know. And sometimes we may even wonder, well, why did he allow this to happen? I don't know. My sister, even if God had taken her, I would have been, God knows she loves Jesus. So I know where she would have been. But for some reason, he did not. And I don't know what that reason may be. Could even be my brother-in-law. But you know what? God is a good God. And through all of this, we see his hands. And there's been many, many praying. I know I was thinking throughout all this, I've not been that, yes, I'm worried, and yes, whatever, but there's been a peace. And I know that because many of you have been praying. I know that's one reason why. And many even around, Facebook has been a big one on kind of keeping up with my sister and how she's doing. And that's gone out, to many, 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 many people. And prayers have been lifted up. And, here's a miracle where they can see, yes, God still does miracles. And I just want to give him the praise and the glory for it. Thank you for allowing me to talk.
Thank you, Vicki. Listen, let's make this a weekly occurrence. When God does something in your life that you're praying for, let's come to the altar and testify of what the Lord is doing. That's 2 weeks in a row. This is the year of the altar. God bless you. We love you, and you're dismissed.